Hello ladies, gentlemen and everyone else, I'm your most gracious host Ted and welcome to Ted's Booze Cellar, the premier alcohol review show here on YouTube. Welcome to a new year, it's 2025 and that of course means it's the start of season 6, so I hope you all had a good look at my announcement / update video recently. If you didn't, it's not a major problem, but it basically just outlines my plans for the year and explains why I haven't been uploading for the first couple of weeks of this year, but I thought I'd get back into the gist of things by reviewing something that I haven't reviewed for quite a while, which is a very sugary and artificial looking and sounding cider. Now, I'm not the biggest cider drinker, but I took a stroll through Sainsburys recently, and in my hunt over the years for a alcohol review, you know, I don't really give enough credence to Sainsburys. A lot of my best and worst stuff has come from there, but I feel like I should take a look at their cider section more often though, because they do have some good ones in there, but I don't know if this will be one of them. This is cherry colada. This is cherry, pineapple and coconut flavours cider. So I think they're kind of going for a cherry pina colada feel here, and yeah, I'm just not sure about it. It is a Sainsbury's home brand cider as well, so if you dislike it, you can blame it on them, but I mean, to be fair, I have a soft spot for Sainsbury's, so maybe not. If I want to get sponsored by them, that is. But let me see. I'm kind of conflicted on the design of the bottle and the label. The bottle itself, there's nothing really wrong with it, but the label, it's got like nicely drawn fruit on it, but like there's something about the colours where it's like a little bit garish and too sort of glitzy that's kind of just turning me off a bit. I don't know. I think combined against the colour of the cider, it's just making me feel like this is going to be the most artificial cider I've ever had, but I want to give it a fair shot. So while I'm not a big fan of the colours or the contrast it has against the liquid, I'm going to go for probably a 4 out of 10 for the design of the bottle and the label there. It's not great, but to be fair, I've seen and definitely had worse, so yeah, I don't know. It could be good, it could be bad. It's definitely looking more like it's going to be bad so far though, so I'll give it a quick snifter to see what our first impressions are like. That's not great. That's so strong as well. I mean, to be fair, pretty much all you can smell there is the coconut and then this like sort of artificial glacé cherry after smell. Yeah, that's not great. That's really bad. That's like a 2 out of 10 in the bottle. That's not great. I'm hoping if I pour it into the glass it might have a bit more room to breathe and therefore it can express itself a bit more in terms of the nose and smell, but I don't know. I'm not holding out any hope or confidence for that, because that nose in the bottle was pretty bad. Alright. Wow, that's strong. Oh, it's worse than the glass. Oh, it's so much worse than the glass. Oh, yeah. You know, let's get this culprit more in frame so we can see who is the guilty party, but God, that's... Dear me. It's basically all of the same smells as in the bottle, but just amplified more, so... Got the same sort of very harsh glacé cherry smell. There's like a bit of a tint of pineapple, but it's like really, really weird. It just kind of just sits there and doesn't mix in with the other smells at all. And then the coconut, it genuinely smells like coconut shea butter soap. It just doesn't smell good. I'm really not looking forward to this at all. I'll give the nose in the glass like a 0.5 out of 10. That's bad. That's really, really bad. I'm genuinely surprised at how awful this is. Like, I'm really not looking forward to this, but God. Anyway, we'll have ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water, and as always, remember to stay hydrated. And now, on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone at home, thank you for tuning in for Season 6 of Ted's Booze Cellar. Let's have a good 2025, and bottoms up. What? God, that texture is strange. It's like really smooth at the start, and then all of a sudden it just becomes really fizzy right at the end. Really odd, and it doesn't feel very nice actually. There's almost no coconut. That's really bizarre. There's a little bit of it actually. There's a little bit, and there's a tiny bit of the pineapple, but not much. It is mostly overpowered by the cherry. Yeah, the texture is weird. It's like smooth at the start, and then it fizzes up right at the end as it goes down your throat. It's almost like the sensation of having popping candy, but like even more short-termism and even more disappointing. I mean, that texture, as bad as it is, kind of in a weird way deflects some of my criticisms of like the sourness of the cherry and how artificial and overly sweet the pineapple and the coconut is, because it kind of just breaks up the flavour a little bit at the end. So the texture, while it's not a good texture, it does kind of help, but still overall it's like a combination of bad texture that covers up for the worst aspects of bad flavours. That doesn't really make for a good drinking experience. So if I'm going to be honest, I'm not really blown away by this. It was not that much from Sainsburys. I can't remember how much it was. It's a 3.4% half a litre bottle. I believe it was somewhere around the region of like £1.50 to £2.50. It was somewhere around that mark. So don't quote me on that, but go into Sainsburys and see what it is for yourself. But for around about that rough region of price, you can do worse, but it... Between the slightly garish packaging, the really quite horrible nose, and the fact that the flavour is just very underwhelming with a bad texture, I don't really know what else I can say about this other than just say, like, if you're going to make a cherry pina colada, just make it at home. Get some cherry syrup, get some pineapple juice and coconut rum and have at it. Like, it genuinely, it wouldn't be much... Probably wouldn't be cheaper over the course of like amount of price for bulk, you know, alcohol or product or whatever you're getting to make it. But I just feel like in the end you're going to have a better experience by forking out a few extra quid to do that, over than just buying some cheap nasty cider that's full of God knows how many E numbers to get somewhat of an experience of what a cherry pina colada is like. I guess there's the novelty of it being in a cider format, but realistically that can only go so far. You know, it's like the Guinness flavoured barbecue sauce you can get from Tesco's. Right, obviously there's a little bit of a gimmick there, but the fact of the matter is that the product is good enough to carry the concept of that gimmick far enough. Because the gimmick is, oh, there's this beer that everyone likes, here's this type of sauce everyone likes, combine them together, bosh. The good thing is, it does actually work. Those two flavours do kind of work together naturally, but the product itself is good enough where that concept can be carried along enough without having to rest on its own laurels the whole time. With this, it just simply can't do that. It's not good enough, it's too sweet, the texture's bad, and the overall drinking experience isn't very good. That being said, there is some points to make about this. I do think that a texture where it's kind of like smooth at the start when you drink it in, and then sort of gets a bit more fizzed and bubbled up at the end once you swallow it down, that can actually work really well with flavours to do with like cherries and berries. So I do think there's something to look into there. Overall though, this experience has been pretty poor, so I'll give it a 4 out of 10. No, actually no, I'm going to be a bit more harsh. I'm going to say 3.5 out of 10. It's not good. Actually no, 3. Yeah, 3. We're going to stick with 3, but I don't know, yeah. There's some potential for ideas here, but the execution was horrible. So yeah, no, 3 out of 10. Oh god. And what was the last beer that I reviewed where I started off a year with a really terrible beer? That was it. I remember a couple of years ago, I remember starting off, I think it was season 4 with Carlsberg Special Brew, so that was pretty bad. But this is a little bit better than that. Like, this is better as a drinking experience than that. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have anything you particularly agreed or disagreed with in this video, or if there's any drinks or video formats you want to suggest, let me know in the comment section down below. I did see that my mate Owen on the announcement video did suggest I look into re-reviewing Frosty Jacks, or Scrumpy Jacks I think he said, if I've reviewed it before. I think, what did he say? Frosty Jacks, no, that was it. And I think I have reviewed that before, so I might look into re-reviewing it again, because I think I reviewed that back in season 1. But anyway, like I said, leave a like, share and subscribe if you liked this video. And until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye-bye for now. Oh god, yeah, it's not great.